the alternate universe of Vinyl Tag 2020, Bipbopboom, a channel I just never knew about until Richie posted his 2020 vinyl tag, the alternate one. This is the other one. This is the one for the groovy kids, I guess. And since I saw last night, woke up early in the morning and got a glimpse of Brian working on, he's going to do both of them. So why not? Any excuse to do something creative. Let me pull this up a little bit so I'm not bending over. I know I like to bend over here. Vinyl Tag 2020. Cosmic Brian did it. Vinyl Richie is the one who's popularized it. Apparently, it was started in halfway last year, probably as a novelty joke. So, different questions. I hate to say it, but I'm going to cheat like I usually do because I'm going to skip the Bobby Gas things that I really don't know how to respond to those. And of course, there's the last one, BC channel you want to go away. I know, tongue in cheek, ha 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 ha. So, without further ado, I should have put this in a better order. Sexiest album cover. I'm showing two. I'm showing this great version of Chet Atkins. This actually came out with two covers. This would have been good for the other one of two covers. Look at that, Hollywood. What a sexy album cover that is. But also this one, the Malacarino Orchestra, conducted by George Malacarino. What a coincidence. I think that's sexy as hell. Beautiful blue cover. I keep these in my sort of loungy, cool cover collection upstairs near my collection. So, sexiest album cover. There we go. Scariest album cover. Well, you know, it all depends where you're coming from. I mean, in some ways, this first one is sexy, ha-ha. Is scary, ha-ha. Not really scary, but I just love this Louis Prima record. I love Louis Prima and Keely Smith. You know, hey, Louis Prima from the Jungle Book, but obviously the Vegas and Reno acts with Keely Smith. Love this stuff. But when a moose is popping in, that's scary. And of course, percussive jazz. I mean, come on. That needle, that scares the crap out of me. So, here you go. I'm gonna have to come back to Cool Center Label. In fact, one moment, please. I'll be back with that. Cool Center Label. I like this. I like Bjork, and I'm a big fan of Bjork. I got all her records on vinyl as well, and she always has kind of cool, kind of artsy, very graphic, sexy, semi-psychedelic, but all different takes on her name, Bjork, with that kind of copywriting, or typeface, I should say. Anyway, I can't get it in the sleeve, so that's enough of that. Okay. Bobby Gas, you would like the album. I'm skipping number 4. Sorry, number 5, a soundtrack or comp. This is one of my favorite things. I got these back in the 70s, and these are these two Warner Brothers collections. And this is the film's 50th anniversary, 50 years on film, original motion picture soundtrack recordings of the great songs, 1923 to 1973. So there's one of scores, one of songs, everything from Paul Dooley, Play It Again, Sam, the great orchestrations, bits of pieces of dialogue from Humphrey Bogart, James Dean, Gary Cooper, Alan Hale, Marlon Brando, Judy Garland, James Cagney, Ginger Rogers and the Goldingers, Louis Armstrong, but great orchestrations for movies like from Psycho and the like. And these are a wonderful, wonderful collection. I haven't played them in a little while, but I used to play them all the time. I used to make tape comps when cassettes were big and use these in comps. So these are kind of cool collections. I wouldn't imagine there's a beautiful book in here. I don't know if they're very expensive these days. I never see them in stores, but I love these. Anyway, Warner Brothers, history of 50th anniversary of Warner Brothers Cinema. I guess we could do a 100th anniversary pretty quickly here in the next couple of years. An album with someone wearing a diaper or underwear. Well, I think he's wearing a diaper and underwear. We're just not showing it on either of them. However, the name is New Boots and Panties. So I'm going with Ian Drury's first album, the great New Boots and Panties album on Stiff Records. Great record and just a great concept, great just came out of nowhere too. Remember when this came out? Some of you of a certain age will remember this. So, new boots and panties for Vinyl Richie. Because Vinyl Richie's into new boots and panties, I guess. He wanted to do this one. Of course he's not going to do the regular one. Right, Mr. Richie? Okay, favorite album of 2019. I've showed this already on 2 of the videos. Ghost Teen, Nick Cave. Not going to show it again. Actually, I did show it again, so I just lied again. Favorite Ramones album. I'm going with Rocket to Russia. Any of the first ones I could have picked, the first several, any of them really. But I like this one because this is when I worked in a store, and this is a promo copy that we got for in-store. And it's a promo copy given to me by the Warner's rep, and I've had it ever since, and it's in pristine, perfect shape. So, of course, it has Sheena as a punk rocker, and Surfin' Bird, and the cover of that Teenage Lobotomy. It's a great record. Autographed album. I have several, but the one I picked, I'm a big Harry Nilsson fan, and I got to meet Harry in '82 when he was, I was at the Bonaventure Hotel for Beatle Fest, and he was there because this was in '82, '83 when our Beatle book came out. We were doing the tour and promoting that, and Harry was going through his, drinking phase, and his voice was shot by that point. But the whole thing of John Lennon's murder really affected him like many of us. And he was there, and I got to spend, there was a 2-hour period in the lobby that I was with my buddy and I, and we sat with Harry Nilsson while he got shit-faced. We got pretty shit-faced, but I think he drank a whole bottle almost of cognac. But he signed this. I kept it in this album. I think I had this album, I didn't have it with me, but I had him sign The End of Handgun Violence. And it says, "To Norman, with love, Harry Nilsson." So, I have a Rycooter one I was going to show. I think I showed that before, so I have a Rycooter one as well. I have a bunch of autographed things from over the years, but Harry Nilsson, I'm a big, big Nilsson fan. So, Son of Schmielson. Most beat album. Well, how about a beat Beatle album? A beat Beatles album. Now, I'm only showing this because I have, many multiple copies of Beatle albums. But most of you who are Beatle collectors know that in 1970, when Let It Be came out in the UK and several other countries, but out of the UK, the Let It Be came with a box with a book. It didn't come out in America that way. There were imports, but it was really put together badly. And I do have 2 copies of the book, but look at the copy of my. It's all fallen apart. I keep it together in a plastic. This is the insert on my UK Let It Be that the book came in. The record came like this. There was a slipcase, really thin box with the booklet. I'm not going to pull it apart because it's so beat. Beat. Let's spell it B-E-A-T. It's not even funny. Okay. Album with a Felon. Well, there's a series of albums. One of the great rock and roll session drummers was Jim Gordon. I don't know if you know, Jim Gordon wasn't permanently in a band, although he played on Derek and the Dominoes, toured with Derek and the Dominoes, toured with Delaney and Bonnie and Friends. Jim Gordon toured with Joe Cocker, toured with the Mad Dogs and Englishmen tour. Great drummer. Could hold a beat better than so many other drummers. He was on Traffic albums. He was on, countless. You can Google him. Well, he had a little bipolar kind of schizo thing going, and he killed his mother. Still in prison today. Murderer. Killed his mother. Great drummer. So there you go. He killed his mother. Album with 3 or more dead members. Jefferson Airplane. Spencer Dryden, R.I.P. Marty Balin, R.I.P. Paul Kantner, R.I.P. Okay, an album that you like, that Bobby Gass one. I'm skipping that. I told you. A funny album that makes you laugh. 2. Woody Allen, Groucho Marx. Anything these guys do and say, I think, is hysterical. I'm still a big Woody Allen fan. He still makes me laugh. One of the great American film directors to this day. Made so many films. So even if, 10 or 15 of his films are terrible, he's made 15 to 20 perfect films, maybe another 10 really good films, 10 mediocre films, 10 crap films, or 15 films. But out of the 50, 60, beyond that, films he made, and of course, same could be said about Groucho Marx. What a great, great, iconic figure, Two Jews, blues, comedians. Make me laugh every time. That stuff is amazing. Okay, moving on. An album you bought because of a VC member. I've already shown this several times because of Dave, local bandography out of Spain. I got Enrique Monefusco, my favorite album, in my top 3 favorite albums of 2019. Diagonal. Love this record. An album with Nudity on the cover. Maybe we should show you the back for you squeamish folks out there. John and Yoko, 2 virgins. This is how it came. I remember buying this record at a mall record store after school, junior high school. I went, because I heard about it, a John and Yoko record, a John Lennon record come out, 1968. This is a few weeks before the White Album came out. So I go in and I says, do you have 2 versions by John Lennon? I didn't really think I knew about the cover, and the guy looks at me and goes, are you sure you want that record? Well, after you listen to it, I know what he was talking about. Forget the cover. It's avant-garde, and I really appreciate avant-garde and wild and experimental stuff, but when you're like a 14-year-old boy, this was pretty graphic at the time. So, it came in a plain brown wrapper and on Tetragrammaton because Capitol would not distribute it in the U.S. So I think it was out of Canada, 1968. Naked, Naked, Naked. An album with a cowboy on the cover. I have tons of country records, but I think someone might have shown this before. I'm going with Quicksilver, the non-country cowboy record, the second great, the live record from Quicksilver, one of my favorite San Francisco 60s psychedelic bands. John Cipollini, guitar player, and just great. And there's more cowboy. Gary Duncan, right? Yep, Gary Duncan. Quicksilver Messenger Service. This is actually, anyway, Capitol, my original copy. An album with a motorcycle on the cover. I'm going with Arlo Guthrie's record, Running Down the Road. Arlo Guthrie, son of Woody Guthrie, coming into Los Angeles, bringing in a couple of keys. Oklahoma Hills is on here. Yeah, coming to Los Angeles. That's what he's saying at Woodstock. This is a really good record, by the way, too. Wonderful record. I wonder if Jim Gordon's on this record. I wonder if there's a killer on this record. Well, Ry Cooder's on it, so there you go. Anything with Ry Cooder. Gene Parsons is on it. Well, Clarence White. Jim Gordon is on it, so there's a killer on this record too. Jim Gordon, Ry Cooder, Carl Rattle. Great record. Great sounding record too. And the VC channel, You Want to Go Away. I don't want anything to go away. Anyway, that's the alternate 2020 tag. Mazzy loves you.